In a quiet village surrounded by ancient trees and golden sunlight, there lived an old woman everyone called Grandma Mira. Her wrinkled face carried the softness of love and the strength of storms she had survived. She lived alone at the edge of the forest in a small wooden hut covered with vines and wildflowers. For years, she had been the heart of the village, the healer, the storyteller, the one who always had honey cakes and warm hugs for the children. But after her husband passed away and her children moved to the city, silence filled her little world. One warm afternoon, while gathering herbs near a tall banyan tree, Grandma Mira heard a strange sound, a soft whimpering, like a child crying. She followed it and found a tiny monkey caught in a hunter's snare. Its fur was muddy and its eyes were full of fear.
"Oh, my poor little one," she whispered, gently freeing it from the trap. The monkey clung to her arm, trembling. From that day on, the monkey never left her side. She named him Kavi. They became an inseparable pair, an old woman with silver hair and a playful monkey who followed her everywhere. He helped her pick fruits, guarded her herbs, and even sat beside her when she prayed. But most of all, they built dreams together.
One morning, Grandma Mira looked up at the huge banyan tree near her garden. "Kavi," she said, smiling, "what if we build our home up there? A tree house, safe from floods, full of sunlight, and close to the stars." Kavi clapped his little hands and jumped with joy. For weeks, they worked together. Grandma tied ropes with her old wise hands, and Kavi brought branches, leaves, and even shiny pebbles he found by the river. Birds watched curiously as the treehouse slowly took shape, a small magical home in the heart of the forest. When it was finished, it looked like something from a fairy tale, woven from nature itself, a place of peace, laughter, and golden honey jars. But peace rarely lasts long in stories where goodness shines too bright. One evening, as they sat in their treehouse watching the sunset, Grandma Mira noticed something strange, a shadow moving at the edge of the forest. It wasn't an animal. It was tall, silent, and cold. The air changed. Even the crickets stopped singing. Kavi hissed and clung tightly to her shoulder. "Don't be afraid," Grandma whispered. "Evil fears kindness, my dear." But this evil was old, older than the forest itself. It was the spirit of decay, a dark force that hated life, laughter, and love. Long ago, the villagers had forgotten about it, but now it had awakened again. It wanted to destroy everything that grew from love, and the bright, joyful energy from the treehouse had called it back. That night, the wind turned wild. The trees moaned, and the forest filled with whispers. The spirit moved closer, unseen but felt, its breath cold, its hunger endless. Suddenly, thunder cracked across the sky, and a voice echoed through the air, low and cruel. "Your warmth has no place here, old woman. Leave or lose everything you love." Kavi shrieked and hid behind her neck. Grandma Mira, trembling but unbroken, took her lantern and climbed down from the tree. "I know you," she said into the darkness. "You've haunted this forest before, but you cannot win. not where love still grows." The spirit laughed, a sound like breaking wood and crying wind. It swept through the forest, turning leaves gray, drying the flowers, and shaking the treehouse violently. Grandma fell to her knees. "Please," she begged. "This home was built with kindness. Why destroy it?"
"Your warmth has no place here, old woman. Leave or lose everything you love." "Because kindness weakens the strong," hissed the spirit. "Because joy makes the world forget fear, and I am fear itself." Kavi, terrified, suddenly leapt forward. He grabbed a glowing jar of honey from their treehouse, the last jar Grandma had made that morning, and threw it at the spirit. The jar shattered, spilling golden light everywhere. To Grandma's amazement, the honey began to glow brighter, pulsing like a heartbeat. The spirit screamed as the light touched it, because it wasn't just honey. It was the essence of all the love Grandma had poured into her home. Every sweet drop held memory, laughter, care, and the bond between her and the monkey.
"Your warmth has no place here, old woman. Leave or lose everything you love." "Because kindness weakens the strong," hissed the spirit. "Because joy makes the world forget fear, and I am fear itself." Kavi, terrified, suddenly leapt forward. He grabbed a glowing jar of honey from their treehouse, the last jar Grandma had made that morning, and threw it at the spirit. The jar shattered, spilling golden light everywhere. To Grandma's amazement, the honey began to glow brighter, pulsing like a heartbeat. The spirit screamed as the light touched it, because it wasn't just honey. It was the essence of all the love Grandma had poured into her home. Every sweet drop held memory, laughter, care, and the bond between her and the monkey. "Your warmth has no place here, old woman. Leave or lose everything you love." "Light never dies," Grandma Mira whispered. "It just waits for courage." The spirit tried to flee, but the golden glow spread through the forest like sunrise. Every branch it had touched began to bloom again. Flowers opened, birds returned, the treehouse shimmered, reborn. When the storm finally passed, the spirit was gone, melted into the wind, leaving only silence and the smell of rain. Grandma Mira sat beneath the banyan, her hands shaking, but her heart calm. Kavi crawled into her lap and nuzzled her cheek. She smiled through tears. "Your warmth has no place here, old woman. Leave or lose everything you love." "You see, little one," she said softly, "even when evil comes, love always finds a way to rebuild." From that day on, the villagers noticed something strange about the forest. It seemed brighter. The honey Grandma made glowed faintly at night, and children said that if you listened carefully near the old banyan tree, you could still hear the laughter of an old woman and her monkey building dreams among the leaves. Years later, when Grandma Mira passed away peacefully, the villagers buried her beneath the same banyan tree. Kavi never left her side, and one morning they found him asleep beside her grave, his little paw resting on her hand, both smiling as if they had built their final treehouse together in the clouds. And since then, the forest has remained sacred, a place where no darkness can stay for long, and where every creature feels a gentle warmth in the breeze.